Nutrition in human beings. Basically, human digestive system is very complex in nature. Different parts are involved and they perform different functions by using various digestive juices and enzymes. What does it mean? Shall we learn? The alimentary canal or gut. The alimentary canal or gut is basically 9-meter long tube extending from the mouth to the anus. We can see that this tube has different parts. Various regions are specialized to perform different functions. Let us observe the digestive system and label the parts. This is our buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, liver, pancreas, gallbladder, sphincter muscle, small intestine and large intestine. What happens to the food when it enters our body? As you know, food is cut and crushed by our teeth in the mouth, and it gets mixed with saliva to make it wet and slippery. This process is called mastication. This process takes place in buccal cavity. This is buccal cavity. All the parts of the mouth, jaws, teeth, tongue, palate, salivary glands and epiglottis is called the buccal cavity. Saliva is secreted by 3 pairs of salivary glands. 2 pairs are located at the side of the jaw and below the tongue. 1 pair is located in the palate. Saliva mainly contains an enzyme called salivary amylase, which helps in breakdown of complex carbohydrates. The 3 pairs of salivary glands are parotid, submandibular and sublingual. The tongue helps in mixing the food and pushing it into pharynx. The lower jaw also helps in the whole process. The soft food mixed with saliva goes into pharynx. What is pharynx? Well, pharynx is the common connection of food and windpipes. Food goes to esophagus and wind goes to trachea or windpipe. This pharynx sends food to esophagus. The soft food mixed with saliva passes through esophagus or food pipe by wave-like movements and reaches the stomach. What is peristaltic movement? The wave-like movements that pushes food to stomach is called peristaltic movement. At the stomach, food gets churned with gastric juices and HCl. Now here, digestion of food goes on with the help of enzyme called pepsin. Most proteins are broken down into smaller molecules. HCl kills microbes in food. Mucus maintains the level of HCl. Excess release of HCl causes gastric problems. In fact, there are many disadvantages. The food from stomach passes through sphincter muscles into small intestine. The small intestine is the longest part of the alimentary canal. It is about 6 to 7 meters long. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are further digested in small intestine. It receives the secretion of liver and pancreas for this purpose. What are function of liver and pancreas? Well, liver secretes bile juice that helps in digesting fats by converting them into small globule-like forms. This process is called emulsification. Pancreas juices contains enzymes like trypsin, pancreatic amylase, and pancreatic lipase. Trypsin helps in digestion of proteins. Pancreatic amylase helps in digestion of starch. And pancreatic lipase helps in digestion of fats. A small intestine is divided into three parts. They are duodenum, ileum, and jejunum. Duodenum. Well, duodenum is first part of the small intestine. It is U in shape. Digestion of proteins, fats, starch takes place in duodenum, ileum, and jejunum. Basically, ileum and jejunum have same functions. They transport the products of digestion from the intestine into the blood with the help of villi. What is villi? Villi is finger-like projections in small intestine. Each villus is approximately 0.5 to 1.6 millimeter in length. The products of proteins, fats, starch are transported into blood by villi. Waste food in the small intestine passes into the large intestine. What are the parts of large intestine? The parts of the large intestine are cecum, appendix, colon, rectum, and anus. Cecum is pouch-like section at the beginning of the large intestine. It is around 2 inches long. It absorbs digestive fluids, passing out of the ileum of the small intestine and passes the waste material into the colon. Appendix. At the bottom of the cecum, there is a closed tube called appendix or vermiform appendix. The appendix is a vestigial organ which has lost most of its original functions in humans in the course of evolutionary process. Therefore, it was once useful in our ancestors. It's now just a small remnant. Colon. The majority of water and salts absorption takes place in colon. There are 4 parts in the colon. They are ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and sigmoid colon. The ascending colon uses muscle contractions to push up any undigested food products from the cecum to the top of the abdominal cavity just below the right bottom edge of the liver. Transverse colon. The second section of the colon transfers the anterior abdominal wall from the right to the left hand side of the abdomen immediately under the stomach. Descending colon. The food particles travel down the descending colon on the right hand side of the abdomen. Sigmoid colon. This is an S-shaped section at the end of the colon. It bends in towards the small intestine before terminating into the rectum. Rectum. Basically, the rectum is around 1 to 1.6 inches long at the end of the large intestine. Residual waste accumulates in and stretches the rectum until you feel the urge to go to the bathroom, and when you send the signal to defecate, the debris passes through the anus. Anus. The anus is last part of the alimentary canal. Undigested material is expelled through anus. What is defecation? Defecation is the passage of undigested material from the body by the way of anus.